The circuit of the switching power supply is more complicated. It can usually be divided into 5 parts. From input to output, it is A, B, C, D, E. The first is the input terminal of part A, which is usually equipped with a fuse for short circuit and overload protection. This is an EMC filter, consisting of some high-voltage capacitors and a pair of 1-to-1 choke coils that filter out high-frequency noise. Part B is the rectifier bridge and primary filter. Some rectifier bridges have diodes. The rectifier bridge rectifies the alternating current into pulsating direct current. This is a filter capacitor, which improves the voltage waveform and usually outputs 320 volts DC. Part C here is the switch MOS tube and some other components. The MOS tube is used to generate high-frequency signals. It is usually placed on the outside of the PCB to facilitate heat dissipation. The gate of the MOS tube is controlled by the PWM controller. Here is the IC controller. The high-frequency signal output by the MOS tube comes to the transformer and rectifier diode in part D. Some low-power power supplies have only one rectifier tube. The high-frequency pulse output by the transformer is rectified by the rectifier tube. Then output the DC square wave. The square wave comes to the secondary LC filter of the E part. It consists of a coil and a low-voltage capacitor to smooth the output voltage, in order to make the output voltage more stable. There is also feedback from the output to the driver. The feedback circuit uses an optocoupler, and the optocoupler also acts to isolate the low-voltage output and the high-voltage input.